Hello. In this video we're going to take this existing spine and model and controllers, and we're going to add a simple spline IK to the spine. So we've got a joint chain. It's been bound to model. And we've got a root, a hips, a spine, and a thorax control. Now what we will do is parent the hips to the root control. Also parent the spine to the root control, and the thorax to the spine. So we've got everything. The hips is independent, spine and the thorax. Now we are going to add IK control. And in order to do that, what we are going to do is take we're going to make a duplicate of the joint chain, so that'll be Control D. So that's going to duplicate this chain, and we only need up to spine 3. So the rest of this we're going to delete. I'm going to get rid of the clavicle. So we've just got the hips, spine 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so these we're going to rename to IK. And these last 3 we can I was going to add a suffix. I'll just do this here. Okay, so these are going to be our IK spine, IK joints. You're going to put these in a new layer. Call this Scale IK. And we'll select this joint chain, right-click, and add the selected objects. So we've got our IK skeleton, and let's give this a different color. Maybe a darker blue. We can also come in and select this hierarchy and go to the radius and turn this setting down for the joints. Maybe a lighter color. Now we're going to make IK handle. So let's take our controls and let's add those to the control display layer. Turn the controls off. We're going to turn the original skeleton off and the geometry. And we're going to go to skeleton, and we're going to go to create IK spline handle. We're going to go to the option box, I'm going to reset the settings. We're going to keep everything on except for auto parent curve. And we're going to change the number of spans to 3. We're going to give it a root twist mode. Also ease in out on our twist. So those are the settings we're going to use for the IK handle. And we select the bottom, or rather the top and then the bottom. Now we have an IK handle. Let's rename this to Spine IK. Name this to Spine Curve. Now the way that we will control an IK spine handle is, let's turn everything off except for the wire. And we're going to right click and go to Control Vertices. What I'm going to do here is make clusters. So we could do this a little more complex for more control, but we're going to make it simple. So we're going to grab these top CVs, actually these top 3 CVs, Control Vertices, and we're going to go to Deform, and we're going to go to Cluster, Option Box. And let's reset the settings, and we're going to put this relative mode on. Click Apply. Now that makes a cluster. I'll show you what that does in a second. Select the curve again, right click, go to Control Vertices. Let's grab these CVs, and we'll create another cluster. Okay, so the first one we'll rename as our thorax cluster. Bottom one as our hips cluster. And so a cluster, if you grab it, this is the way to edit an IK handle. Now we could add more control, but we're just going to stick with the 2 for now. Going to turn our controls back on and the original skeleton. You can turn on the geometry later. So we're going to come into our controls, make sure that everything is the way it needs to be. Now, in previous versions of Maya, what I would do is just make the cluster a child of the hips control, and the top cluster a child of the thorax control. Version 20 of Maya didn't work on this particular rig, and so what I'm going to do is do a parent constraint instead of parent. So we'll start with the hips control, hit Q for selection. Let's control select the hips cluster. And let's do a parent constraint. Click on apply. I'll select the thorax and control select the thorax cluster. Let's parent constrain the cluster to the thorax control. Apply. So now when we rotate our models, or the IK rather, we're going to see that the curve is going to bend with the IK chain. So, like we've done in previous videos with limbs, we drive the bind skeleton with an IK skeleton and an FK. And in this case, we're just going to do it with IK. So let's go to our hypergraph hierarchy. And here I've got spine control, I've got right clavicle, left clavicle, okay, so I've got the hips, spine, spine 2, spine 3, spine 4, which would be the base of the neck, really. Maybe we could call that the neck. We've got our controls here. And I'm going to take the IK hips joints. I'm going to line these up. And I'm going to take the effector for the IK handle and move it down here. And this is going to make it easy to constrain the bind skeleton to the IK chain. So we'll start with the hips. And we'll shift select the hips IK rather, then shift select the hips. And we'll do a parent constraint. Apply. Do this again, and we can hit G to repeat the last command. Okay. So now with the spine, pardon me, with the bind skeleton, this one here, now that it is point constrained to the IK skeleton, parent constrained rather, as we manipulate these controllers, we'll get the spine to follow. And so this kind of makes the spine just a little bit more flexible. Okay, so that is the IK segment of the setup. We can turn the geometry back on. So I'm going to save. And now what we have left is we're going to set up a twist, and we're also going to set up a scale functionality so that this is a stretchy like a spine. And so we'll do that in the next video.